showing you a very glittery, very Christmassy Tinkerbell design that's actually inspired by an ornament that is on my tree. And she's got this super glittery red thing around her bun and then a green glittery dress on. You don't get to see too much of that. And then a silver glitter background. And all of these glitters are from Double Dip and they're part of their holiday collection that is just so sparkly and so glamorous and just like over the top glitter. And the silver background actually has a little bit of a holographic shift to it, which is really pretty. So I'll put all the links to all of that stuff as well as a discount code in the description box below. So if you're looking for some really glittery extra little goodies for your Christmas kit, check there. And I will see you next time. Bye!
So this first color I'm going to show you is called Flying Butterflies, and that's 1337. And this is that silver background, and it's got some little like diamond shape glitters in it too. So it's got a really fine glitter base and then those bigger chunks in it. So it's really pretty. It's really easy to work with. Like, I don't know if you guys can see how easy that applied. And like I said, all of their glitters are just so easy to work with. And you'll see that with the red and the green one too. And I know I say that a lot and it's, I don't know, it might fall on deaf ears. I don't know. But sometimes you just get a product and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is the worst stuff to work with. I can't even deal with it. Why do I even want to bother using it? And I just haven't had that experience with Double Dip. It seems like even like it doesn't matter. Usually there's just a color out of something. Even if you love the rest of the brand, you might have that same problem with just a color. But I really have had great luck with all of their stuff. So this next color I'm going to use is called Toffee Pecan. And if you guys are familiar with my videos and you have watched my Double Dip videos in the past, you may know that this is like my absolute favorite color from them. It is just so opaque. And it's like the perfect skin tone for a base. You can kind of brighten it up if you want a lighter skin tone or darken it really easy if you want a richer skin tone. So it's just a really great base color to have. And I use it constantly. I'm going to need to replace it here pretty soon. But I'm going to begin sculpting Ms. Tink's little face and her body. And I guess her neck as well. And I don't have a super long nail that I'm working on here, so I don't have much of her body showing, but just like her shoulders and then a little bit down her chest. And for this nail, I'm not going to overdo sculpting my facial features. I'm going to keep them a little bit on the more basic side today, but I am going to sculpt her nose, or at least kind of a basic nose. So I've got just a little bridge of the nose coming down, and then I'm going to sculpt the one nostril that's to the side that you can see, because the other one would be behind her nose on the other side. And then with some yellow acrylic, I'm going to be sculpting her hair. So I'm going to bring that hair down the one side and kind of tuck it around the face shape. The one thing about Tink that I think is very distinct is she has a piecey looking hair. So it's got like different sections to it. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody besides me and my brain, but there's like all of these different like poofy sections that come together in these little pixie points. So I'm going to be sculpting each one of those separately. So instead of trying to do a whole big area and then try to add definition to it afterwards, I'm just going to try to do each sort of chunk at a time. And so there's the first one, and then I'm going to separate out that one that's on the side a little bit more to give it just a touch more of that sort of PC texture, as I called it. So now this next one is called His Queen, and it's 1301. This is the red glitter, which just yells Christmas. I mean, it's like a Christmas glitter bomb. And I'm going to be using that color to sculpt her little bun cover. And so I've got just a little bun. This is like, if you are not doing this as a Christmas design, which you can certainly modify this very easily and make it not Christmassy, then you would want to do this part with the yellow as well, instead of switching to the glittery red. But now with the color Coastal Cabana, 1390. This is another glitter. This is the green one. And you guys, I said it, did you guys watch for the red, how easy it was to work with? And same thing with the green. I've got nice clean lines. It's just, I am so impressed. Usually with the glitter, you get like this sort of scratchy looking surface because the glitter sticks up and is just uncooperative, and I did not have that experience at all. So now using some white acrylic, I'm going to be adding just a little bit of a trim around her bun cover and around the dress. Now, like I said, if you guys aren't doing this as a Christmas design, then you would still use a green acrylic for the dress and even a glittery green, but I wouldn't use such a dark green. I'd use a much brighter, more Tinkerbell green instead. And then you would also omit this trim layer. It's just a little piece of trim, and that doesn't have to be smooth. In fact, if that's a little bit kind of uneven looking, it'll just make it look furrier. Or if you really want to make it look furry, you could use some flocking powder and just go the extra mile, up to you. But now I'm going to be adding some details with acrylic paint. I'm going to do some white some really bright yellow lines in her hair to give it even more of that piecey look. And then with some bright white paint, I'm going to be doing some little details on the fur trim, and then I'm going to be painting her eyes in. So sometimes I like to sculpt things like her eyes, and sometimes I like to paint them. It really depends on my mood. So obviously today I went the painting route, and then I'm going to take some bright red and add her lips and just paint those in. A little bit of white teeth in the middle of her lips, go back through with my red and fix those lines. Every time I fill in the teeth, and so if I do lips first and then I do teeth, I always have to redo my lips because I get white paint a little bit more than I should. So I'm going to be outlining her eyes, adding some eyelashes, adding her eyebrows, all of those super important things. Just keep filling in all of her facial features. The great thing with pre-sculpting in a certain element like her nose is it gives you a great base to balance and space the rest of the facial features off of. So if you have that as just kind of like your starting point and you sort of spread out from there, it does really simplify the painting process. With her eyes, add the blue iris with a really nice, very bright blue. Don't make it too dark. You want to keep that part just very, very bright. And then add her pupils with more black paint. And depending on how far you want to go, you can add more outlines, like I'm going to add just a few more. But if you don't want to, you certainly don't have to, like especially, different areas if you don't want to. I used brown to outline her hair instead of black. I felt black would just be a little too harsh. But especially around the glitter, especially like around the bun, a little bit of a black outline can definitely just make that a little bit more vivid and easy to see. And then I'm going to be applying a layer of gel sealer over my background and then over all my glitter. So over the bun and over the dress to make that extra sparkly, and then some matte top coat over everything else. So over the rest of Tink and her little fur trim. And that is all. I love this design. I've had this Tinkerbell ornament on my tree since I went to Disney World when I was probably 9 or 10 or something like that. So it's always been an ornament, and it's so pretty. And I love just the glitter of the whole thing. And I love these glitters. Like I said, I will put links to them in the description box below. So check that out. And I will see you next time. Bye.